What's up, everybody? This is Ricky Rhymes, and I'm here to show off my new RicVlog merch. Do you want to know where to get it? I'm going to let you know anyways. So you're going to find it on Instagram. That's at RicVlog on Instagram. See? Look at that. RicVlog. You need to read it and weep. It's my boys Nesto and Crust. They are the men to go to. If you have a design in mind, they can make sure you get it right. They get it right. Bam. It's in your hand. You're going to understand that everything that you get from these guys is going to be handcrafted like this from the minds of them. That is RicVlog. HOODLUX. Find out who they are right now.
That I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary. Nobody can touch me.
See, when I step into this ring, I am addicted. I'm addicted to the high that I get from them. You could ask me anything. You could have asked me about AEW.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Making his way to the ring from East Chicago, Indiana, weighing in at 210 pounds, Ricky Rhymes!
You fucking mark! Get a fireball in your face. Because I'm a wizard.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to RicTalk. This is Ricky Rhymes. So, what a week it's been. This is an update on the weight loss journey. Last time I talked about this was not moving 10 steps back, but moving 10 steps forward. So, I talked, I was like, hey, usually I lose 3 pounds, right? And then when it comes to losing it throughout the weekend, it's so hard because obviously carbs. I just had pizza Friday, and then Saturday I had like more chicken tenders. But the crazy thing is that I ended up losing 3 pounds. Right? So I lost 3 pounds, and I'm like, wow, this is my first Monday where I'm like, okay, I lost 3 pounds. So something I did this weekend must have worked. So I've said before, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do keto. But then, I fucked up on keto, right? Yeah, I fucked up on keto because I was like, okay, I'm going to cook a real good meal. And I did. It was stir fry. I had stir fry, and then I had the broccoli on the side. And then I also had chicken. But then it turned out that the stir fry I made, the noodles was like carbs. So that was bad. And I was like, ugh, fucked up. Okay. So this last week, I really don't remember what I had for lunch. It's such a, I take that back. This past week, I was just finishing up the lunches that I made, right? And now this week, I haven't even started to cook because Jasmine's gonna cook today. And I mean, I didn't really try to make it seem as if like the woman doesn't cook for me. She cooks for me. She loves me. Yeah, we're good. It's just funny how that one day it came out, because I mean, kind of true. Like, I mean, like for me, I just literally took over the kitchen and was like, fuck it. Like, I want to cook because I know what I want to make, and I want to try and make stuff without like literally depending on, fast food, because fast food is obviously fast and it's so convenient that we could just get this shit quick and not have to worry about cooking. And most of the times, I don't really feel like cooking, but I was like, fuck it, I have energy and I'm gonna fucking cook because I want to get this shit over with, and I'll cook big batches and make sure that let's go ahead and set up the meals. How do you do it? So I'll ask my girlfriend, like, how do you go ahead and make these meals up? And she'll tell me, well, you gotta do a cup of this, a cup of that, and however many grams or ounces that's going to be, go ahead and, make sure that that's it. And as complicated as it kind of was at first for me in my head, doing it was a different story. It was a lot easier said than, actually it was easier just doing it, It wasn't difficult at all. So meal prepping I'd say tips on meal prepping. Well, make sure you make big batches of everything. If you have anything left over, I mean, that's like your go-to if you have nothing else. And maybe you're probably not in the mood for also, per se, for example, I didn't cook the chicken with the stir fry, right? Before she told me, why don't you just go ahead and cook everything like kind of separately. Not everything separately. Like I don't have the vegetables right here, the noodles right there. No. The noodles and the vegetables were together in a frozen pack with, everything like sauce-wise and all. Now, the chicken was separate, right? So I made sure that I cooked the chicken separately, seasoned it the way I wanted to, stir fry, seasoned it the way I want to. And the same thing went for the broccoli. And like I said, the broccoli, I paid the price for it. And the cool thing about the broccoli was I seasoned it the way I wanted it to. And it turned out it was spicier, which was good because I wanted a spicy garlic, broccoli going on with a little bit of Parmesan, but I didn't get to add the mozzarella and all that. I felt like that would have been a nice touch. We'll get to that meal later. So the meal prepping was really easy knowing that I had a big batch of everything, but splitting it up was pretty easy. Now, the one thing that I did feel I was a little short on was definitely the chicken, but I made sure that I kind of took a little piece of chicken from every other, bowl. But I made up with it with a little bit more stir fry maybe, or like a little bit more broccoli, which is good because, you want to have a lot of vegetables on your plate. You want to make sure like half your plate is vegetables and the other half can be like protein and maybe the littlest bit of carb, but you don't want to really have too much carbs. And that's the thing, obviously, I'm trying to defeat, right, is carbs. And with that being said, like I went in on Saturday because Friday I had like a few slices of pizza. I didn't want to be too guilty of, not eating enough. Like, I had about 4 slices. Okay, sure. And Saturday I rested. I didn't do any workouts. I wanted to make sure I had a full like day of sleeping, just like relaxing, nothing too intense. But Saturday I was like, what can I cook? Because I was extremely hungry on Saturday. And I didn't know what we were going to make. My girlfriend was like, why don't we just make sandwiches? And I was just like, we can do that. In my head, I'm thinking that. But then it's like, but then I don't want bread, and I don't want to, just eat meat by itself with cheese, which for some of you that do keto and like that, that's awesome. That's really cool. But for me, like, I didn't want to do that. So, not sorry. I just didn't want to, like, do that night, but I wanted to like incorporate more vegetables that night for sure. I was like, I really am craving vegetables. Wow, right? Who craves vegetables? Well, that night I really craved vegetables because I'm like, I really don't want carbs. Like, I really want broccoli tonight. So I made like 3 small bags of broccoli, big bunch, right? And I seasoned it the way I wanted it to. I didn't do spicy this time. I did like my own version without using garlic cloves because we were not trying to fuck up the bedroom that night. And I was not trying to fuck up anywhere I was going the next day. So I used garlic powder, right? I used garlic powder and I used lemon juice and I had butter in there too, right? And I made sure that was good. A little bit of Parmesan. Perfect. So I had that little sauce and I poured a few times over the broccoli, and I did 2 batches of that lemon butter sauce. It came out more lemony, which I guess it was fine by me. I know it's fine by her because she loves lemon. So I made sure that I had that correct, right? But then I also topped it a little bit with like Parmesan cheese and also some mozzarella, and that shit was fire. But I made sure that even though I was kind of like, eating a little bit of the chicken, and it wasn't the best chicken, right? Because it's the tenders, chicken tenders. But I made sure that I didn't have like a lot of chicken tenders. I made sure I had a lot more broccoli on my plate. I had a little bit of sweet potatoes, even though sweet potatoes, any type of potato is a carb. I had diced sweet potatoes and I was like, I want to use these up, and oh God, very good. Especially if you butter them up a lot too. And butter is also a thing you can actually have in keto, which it sounds like weird at first, but at the same time, it's one of those healthy fats, I guess, that you can get away with. So I made sure that the sweet potatoes definitely had a lot of butter, and I made sure that the broccoli was really good, and the chicken, like I said, minimum. And that night I was full, and I was surprised. I was really full. And then as far as like the next day went, I made sure this weekend, as far as eating out, if I was gonna have chicken, I had chicken wings, right? But I made sure they were plain, no sauce, and I didn't have no fries on the side. As far as yesterday goes, I did cheat myself by having Wingstop. I didn't really want like a fast food McDonald's or whatever, but I did want like pure chicken, so I got chicken tenders. They did have sauce in them. They're pretty good. If you do like Wingstop, I would say most likely just get the chicken by itself and maybe get ranch on the side. But if you were to get a flavor, I would say the garlic parmesan is not bad, nor is the original hot. That's pretty good too. But I heard the Cajun's not good. I didn't try it personally. Wait, did I? No, I did. It wasn't like the best thing. I wouldn't be like, oh, I need like a 20 piece of Cajun. As far as like the original hot, yeah, that's pretty good. As far as the garlic parmesan, pretty good too. As their fries though, that's the killer. As much as I love fries, like I love Wingstop fries too, and the Wingstop fries were killing me because it's like, oh, and then I was like, I'm gonna pay the price on Monday because tomorrow is the day where I'm doing my weigh-in. I'm pretty sure I'm back at 210, and it turned out no, I was at 207, and then from my weight loss tracker, I lost 3 pounds. Wow, right? Wow, I lost 3 pounds, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm not sure how we're going to treat ourselves yet, but we still have a journey to go, right? You know, I just want to, like, talk about it because it's so cool knowing that, wow, you know, I'd say, like, for the most part this weekend, I didn't really have bread, like, at all. Only the breading that was on fucking chicken wings, right? And, I mean, as far as carbs, yesterday was the only time I had, like, potatoes. I had a few tortillas because the breakfast was chorizo con huevos, and that was fire, too. But yeah, as far as like the carb intake, I'm starting to realize that, you know, even though I'm not supposed to have carbs, I'm supposed to be technically on a low sugar, low carb diet. Aside from keto, this is health reasons. I probably can start doing straight up no carbs. It's going to take a long time though. It's really easier said than done. Now that's where I can use easier said than done. It's easier said than done saying that you can do low sugar, low carb. And this is like little to none sugar, little to none carb. So it's super hard for me. I don't have chips like that at all. The thing that I probably have the most of is probably pop. And I limit myself a lot to pop because I have a soda stream, so I use up the soda stream. But then what sucks is that, you know, when you run out of the carbonated tank, what are you going to do? You're going to really want something that's carbonated. So I drink a lot of water as is. But then there's also like this thing where I'm like, I need to have like a soda, like something to burp. And I never understood that when I gave up soda the first time around. And then like my uncle told me that I got to have my can of pop or something like that. And I would just look at them and I'd be like, you got to give that up. But then at the same time, I'm getting older and I'm like realizing like, you know, like, hey, it really is easier said than done. Like I low-key like the wild cherry Diet Pepsi. And even though, like, you know, it's not the best thing in the world for you, I mean, it is low sugar for what it is. And it's no sugar, no calories. But it's not something I would recommend to people. But, like I said, like, with all that said and done, like, the diet this past weekend, I'm super proud that I didn't go too crazy. I did have an ice cream, though. I had to treat myself, right? And I'm glad I did treat myself. It was it's an unusual, and if you're from the Rockford area, you pretty much had an unusual before. I'm talking as if I've been here all my life. I haven't. I've been introduced to it in the last 2 years that I've been here. Actually, the last year, because I was not going to this place in 2020. I was going in 2021. This place, Benny's, they have like these unusuals where it's like any type of ice cream between, I think, like lemon, vanilla, chocolate. I don't know if there's another flavor. I think it's just 3 different flavors of ice cream. And then you have like this Italian type of like ice in there too. It's so good. I don't know what it is, sugar water or whatever the fuck. and sugar ice, and they had different flavors. And the main one that people like to get is the lemon ice cream with cherry granita. But this time I wanted to do different. I never had the vanilla, and then I had the blue raspberry granita. That shit was bomb as fuck, not gonna lie. The bowel movement the next day, though, I mean, it might be as green as my green screen that you can't see. Sorry for the too much information, but not sorry. It's just funny how that happens. It could have been that or the green tortillas that I had, whatever it is. But like I said, like, it's good to still treat yourself and not feel like you're so limited to everything. I mean, for me personally, doing the insanity, like, I feel like just the crazy amount of, hit that I do throughout the week, I feel like I'm not going to say that I can eat whatever I want every day. Like, I'm not going to have McDonald's every day. But, I'm not going to limit myself to no McDonald's, like at least maybe one day out of the week where me and my girlfriend don't want to cook. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't get McDonald's. I'll get something from the McDonald's and then I'll be fine. But at the same time, I want to be sure that I can still, like, be normal and still have food. Like, I'm just not going to be that crazy health nut. But if I'm going to get into keto, I'm going to have to get used to no bun, and like the McDonald's bun, come on, like that shit is legendary. In McDonald's or wherever you go that's got like a good bun, Culver's, like those places, like, so fucking good. But I mean, when you end up eating something such as, like, I think this past week we did the turkey burgers, and I don't know if I ended up talking about it on the pod, but if I can go into it right now, what's crazy is that we did the turkey burgers one day, right? And this is the day that my girlfriend got she had like a nail in her tire, and I was like, oh fuck. So that's some unfortunate news, and this was the first day, and I think this started Wednesday when she started waking up and exercising as early as I do. And mind you, I do 4 a.m. I wake up and then I start exercising 4:30. Today I think I did at 4:40, 45, whatever, but we were still fine. And we got what we needed today too, which was fucking awesome. So she ended up getting a nail in her tire. She says she felt, like she may have ran over something the day prior, but then today the next day she ended up seeing it, right? And, throughout the day, it was kind of a bad day for her and stuff like that. She was just not fucking with it. Luckily, her friend came over and checked it out. Turned out to be fine. It didn't go deep into the tires, so there was not going to be any flat, no air loss or anything like that. So we were in the good. And I think that's the same day I was like, I want to cook these turkey burgers. So I was cooking the turkey burgers, and I'm like, this shit looks like Salisbury steak that you would get. Wow. If you hear that, sorry. If the turkey burgers I was cooking, it just looked like some Salisbury steak that you would get from like a banquet meal or like, a Hungry Man meal. And I was like, all I needed was some gravy, but that wasn't the ideal thing that day. I wanted to do like lettuce wraps, but then my girlfriend had a different idea, and she was like, why don't we do what we saw on TikTok? And on TikTok, she saw like this Big Mac, salad type of like deal where it was like, shredded up lettuce, and then, you slice up your burger, and you end up making the Big Mac sauce. You put whatever would be on it without the bun. Oh my god. Like, this shit was legit as fuck. Like, this shit tasted really fucking good. I was surprised at what she ended up doing. I was like, wow. Like, I mean, there would be no difference for me except the fact that the bun is just super fucking filling, and you just feel like so good at the end after eating, but then not really. And then your boo-boos are not going to be as good probably because of all that fucking bread. So, and I'm a bread person. I love fucking bread. It's so fucking good. And yeah, that didn't sound right when I said fucking bread, right? It's just good. It's so good. And it's hard for me to like really give it up all the way, but then not really, because I don't really need it, right? Not really any of us really need bread, but at the same time, bread is good. And I think it's good when you can enjoy it, not like where it's like, oh, I gotta have a sandwich and I gotta have the bread, and then you're trying different types of bread to save your life, and you're kind of just missing the point of bread. You know, you're just depending on bread to hold everything together. And you don't want to hold that all together. You know, sometimes you gotta like take the bread out and you can find something else to hold it together, such as lettuce. It kind of sounded a little deeper in thought, right, when I was talking about that. But you can have alternatives. You know, there's more than one thing that can hold up whatever you're trying to hold up. Whether that may be the burger, maybe, you know, maybe that might be like a peanut butter and jelly. Who knows? Like, some things just don't need bread. And yeah, once in a while, enjoy the bread for what it is. And there's a lot of different bread types out there. But for me, like, I don't really think I will need bread in the future, you know? Like, it might not be what I need. But this past weekend, you know, seeing that, you know, as far as carbs go, like, you know, like, having the sweet potatoes on Saturday, and like a little bit at least, because I didn't have a lot. A little bit of sweet potatoes and then a little bit of fries that I had on Sunday, you know, it all lost because I ended up defeating the carbs. And it might have something else to do with the simple fact that I tried up Let's Get Up by Sean T. And this is my first impression of Let's Get Up. So Let's Get Up is like his dance workout, and he hasn't done a dance workout in a while. But this dance workout, now I said it, and it's crazy because I was like listening to the pod after Oscar was telling me about, you know, what he was thinking about the recent pod, and I was like, let me check it out because I haven't listened to it since I did it, and I didn't even listen to it when I was editing, so I didn't know what was in there. I don't remember anything, but it's funny how we go from that day on to now, which is Monday, and we end up hearing like all the things, like, you know, like the 3-pound weight loss. What's the goal for this weekend? And the goal for this weekend was to do a dance workout, and I wanted to do it on Saturday, but so much shit was going on Saturday. I was getting so kind of like disappointed because I was like, damn, I woke up, had me an Americano, shouldn't have had Americano because that shit had me bonkers like a motherfucker. So I wanted to do the dance workout as soon as possible, but then I was waiting on my girlfriend, and, you know, I really wanted to do the dance workout with her. But then, you know, stuff ended up happening, you know, and that day I was just kind of disappointing myself because I'm just like, okay, so time's going by, and, you know, all these other little things are like coming up, and I feel like if I take care of them, maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. We're not getting there. We're not getting there. We're not there yet. And that's where I start fucking up. Because personally, like, I could have just did the workout because I was the main one who brought it up. You know, I'm going to do it. If you want to tag along, by all means tag along. Should have been my mentality in the first place. My mentality was, we're going to work out today. We're going to do the dance workout. All good. Cool. Didn't happen. I got a little upset. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was a little disappointed, and I wish that we would have did the dance workout. But it didn't happen, and you know what? It was fine. I'm glad I got to do it on Sunday, because on Sunday I told her, and I told her actually on Saturday that, hey, I'm doing the dance workout tomorrow with or without you. Just letting you know in a positive way, I'm doing this tomorrow because I want to do it, and this is what I want to do. I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. You know, you can join if you want, but if you're not, it's okay. Like, you know, I'm still going to move forward, and I know I'm going to let you sleep in, so it's fine. So that day, I went ahead, and I was like, I got up early. I'm like, all right, let's get it going. I did the dance workout, and oh my God. I did not expect that to be the way it happened. Now, for those who did it, you know what I'm talking about. For those who didn't do the conditioning, you don't know what I'm talking about. So let's get up. Like I said, the new dance workout from Sean T. I must have came out like a year or two ago. All I know is that it was new. His hair, he's got hair in this one. He's not bald. And he looks like he's really just like in a vibe. And I love it. I'm in for it. And the conditioning was nothing I was prepared for. A little bit though. because like I said, like Insanity's been helping out a lot, and like a lot, because I'm a person that loves to get low. And if you know me, you know I get low. Like I get low, and that's probably like my main move that I do all the time. And people have called me out on it. So what? I mean, hey, you're either sitting down or I'm fucking getting low. So I get low on the dance floor, right? And I love the fact that in this workout, Shanti's getting low. So it's really cool. Like I was getting all into it. Like it's like a get low with a leg sweep and stuff like that. Do a stanky leg, get a leg sweep, like that's that type of shit. And then you're like going like that, and you're just doing like a bunch of different stuff. For the people that are just listening through Spotify and Apple, like it's a lot of like, body movements and stuff like that. Like, it's so fucking awesome. And then there was like something like right in the middle, because mind you, this was an intense, conditioning. And I shouldn't be surprised because it's Shanti. But like right in the middle of this conditioning, it was something called a moment of insanity. Now, Shanti, insanity, that's enough said, because at that moment, you start doing some insanity type workouts. Not as fast, but you're definitely doing the movements. And I remember some of the movements, and I'm like, okay, this for sure is one of my favorite workouts. Why? Well, I think for one, it's very dance oriented. And for me, I love dance. And I used to play Just Dance when I was a little younger. When my dad bought it for the Wii. I think we had it for Wii U or something like that. When I would go to friends or family's houses and they had Just Dance, I love getting into it. Even like now with Nintendo Switch, shout out Cassie. It's so cool to like, get into the rhythm of like, today's music and old music too. And also like, burn some calories while you're doing it. Like, you're learning dance moves essentially. And that's how I felt with this. I felt like it's like a Just Dance. I didn't want to put music on because I wanted to see what the type of music was. And it's pretty decent music. I wouldn't mind still putting my headset on and still like putting on whatever music to make sure that this workout isn't as repetitive. Because for one, I'm not a big fan of the Insanity Max 30 music. And two, like I love making sure that I have fun doing the workout as well. And I had a blast doing the workout. Like I said, like I love dancing. I felt like this was kind of like a Just Dance, but the Shanti edition. If you are a fan of Shanti and you're a fan of like, intense workouts and stuff like that, if you love to dance, if you love Just Dance, I feel like this would be like definitely from my point of view, your type of workout. If you don't like getting uncomfortable and you don't like, shaking it a little bit and stuff like that, I don't know if this would be your type of workout. I feel like you'd still probably want to do some Insanity Max 30. I never seen Asylum, so I wouldn't be able to like comment or speculate on that. So my first impression of that was awesome. And I do recommend, because this is something that I learned from the Trust and Believe podcast, was like, don't kind of like just keep it where it's like you're doing the program like the same forever. I mean, the program I believe is meant for 2 months and longer, but I mean, there's no expiration date of doing the workouts, but your body might feel expired from wanting to do it. You might feel bored. You might feel like your body's just used to it. I feel like Sunday I took my body out of that cushion and I made myself uncomfortable by doing something that I'm not used to doing often anymore, which is dancing, because I used to dance a lot. I used to love dancing a lot. That was definitely one of my traits of when I go out to Chicago and I go with like, to dance places with my friends. I'm definitely going to get there. I'm going to get it going and I'm going to definitely get low. That's just how it goes, So that's just how I feel about it. But if you don't like getting uncomfortable and stuff like that, I wouldn't blame you. But me, I love getting uncomfortable. I love the fact that I had fun with it. So that being said, I think that was a blast. And to get to my point with that, you got to get up and try something different sometimes. And I'm glad that I chose this one because I felt like I had fun with it. I did break a sweat. And I felt like maybe next time, like after I get done with the max 30, I might want to just do Let's Get Up fully and like see how it goes. If I don't end up liking it as much, with the whole program, but you know what? I don't want to start something that I'm not going to finish. I've started max 30 so many times. I've almost completed it, but I've never completed it, and I feel like it's never going to be complete until you reach your goal. Until you reach your goal, that is awesome. And I feel like right now I do want to actually meet the goals that I am. I'm already doing good. Don't break something that's, don't fix something that's not even broken yet. I haven't even got there yet. This is just these small goals reaching, into the bigger picture right now. And I'm facing the facts that this is definitely working. It may not be as quick as I wanted it to be, but I'm not looking at the bigger picture by realizing that these results shouldn't be as quick as I want it to be. I should be enjoying the progress and the process of everything that's happening. And right now, the fact that I am believing everything that's going on and I'm continuing it nonstop, staying as disciplined as I am. And there's no thing like right now, like nothing that's actually like really motivating me as much as me motivating myself to just get up and do it. Like, it's part of my routine. It's kind of like my whole little self-care that I do get up in the morning as early as I do, get this, start it, finish it, get ready for work, and then you head to work. And then after that, you get on with the rest of your day. I said it in the last podcast. I do have a schedule, and I'm scheduling everything the way I want to, so that way I can get it done. And I don't feel bad about it, and it's actually done. And I don't have to worry about what people, question anymore and what I have to question myself with. Because at the end of the day, I end up questioning myself, and I end up feeling bad for myself. And I don't feel bad about myself anymore because I'm literally just doing the work. I'm doing the work and I'm making sure it's there and it's released, and I'm releasing everything out of my body and I'm making sure it's just gone. And after that, we're all good and it feels great. It ends up feeling great at the end of the day. And I think I got everything I wanted to get off my chest with that. So, like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you like it, double tap that, like it, and if you love it, sub it. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't already hit up Hoodlux, that's HOODLUX, hit them up. You are not going to regret it. This is some quality merch. I'm feeling comfortable with this. In fact, I'm actually feeling a lot more comfortable in this ever since I've been strutting that way, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel a lot better with that. Take a little positivity with you guys today. If you're starting a weight loss journey, definitely enjoy every moment of it. I mean, every day. Every day, just make sure you're doing something good about it. Make sure you're doing something positive for you. Always. Be selfish with that. Be selfish with the fact that you're doing something good for you. And I'm not saying hurting people, but doing something that, you wanted to do and what you set out to do for that day. If you're going to go to a store to go buy something, go do it. Don't ponder it and wonder if you would have did that, what would have happened. Didn't happen. You're just stuck in your head after that. I mean, I could have went a little deeper with the analogy, but I'm just letting you know, if you want to do something, just do it. Like me, I just want to make sure that I do wake up and that I do work out, and then I end up, doing my routine, because I end up feeling a lot better about it, and I end up feeling a lot better about myself at the end of the day. So, thank you all for tuning in. I had a pleasure talking with you all. This is Ricky Rhymes of RicTalk. See y'all next time.